Welcome, 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 guys. Tonight we are talking about open water swim tips. And I'll tell you right now, this is the weakness for a majority of triathletes. Now, for people like myself, you know, that's my thing, that's my strength, but that is not the strength of most people. And I will tell you right now that swimming in open water is considerably different than swimming in a pool. So tonight we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do, some of the tips and tricks that I have learned to help make you a better open water swimmer. So, hey Jim, hey Susie, hey Jennifer, thanks so much for watching. Hang on, let me move this a little bit so you can see. I want you to see my smiley thing down there. Yeah, because he's cute. Hey, hey Nora, thank you guys so much for hopping in. So, yeah, okay, before I forget to tell you, we are doing an open water swim clinic next Wednesday, May 31st at Centennial Beach in Naperville. There is no cost for this clinic, but you do have to pay a $3 entry fee into Centennial Beach Park, which is not a TriRight thing. It's a Naperville Park District thing. You're going to have to pay it. That's how you get in. But anyway, we're going to go over a lot of these things. And tonight, hey Morgan and Jackie, welcome guys. Tonight, if you want to get the bonus, TriRightCoaching.com/bonus, you're going to, so you don't have to take any notes on tonight's broadcast. You're going to get these, but a lot more detail. Because again, this board is not that big. I have a whole lot more things to say, but this is all I can fit on the board. So, thank you guys. So, open water swim tips. The number one, hey Tina, welcome. The number one thing, you got to know what to wear. And whether you are a new triathlete or maybe you are is somebody who's done a triathlon or two but wants to improve, wants to get better, what exactly do you wear? And I recommend wearing a tri-kit. And that is simply, and I wish I didn't bring any props tonight, but it's simply a top. It usually has no sleeves, a zipper like halfway or 3/4 on the front, and then tri-shorts. Tri-shorts, you guys, are not bike shorts. They are spandex cycling shorts, but they have a thin padding as opposed to the thick bike padding. In fact, I haven't bought a pair of bike shorts in probably 10 years. I just reverted right to tri-shorts because that's what I'm going to use in the race, so that's what I'm going to wear. But you can swim, bike, and run all in the same outfit, and that's what I expect or plan for to do. You don't want to take any time in transition changing, which is a topic we covered last week. Hey hey Lilia, hola. Hey Wes, I know you're like texting me right before my video, man. So guys, if you're a newer triathlete or if you have a friend who maybe can't afford the one-on-one coaching, Triology 101, it starts tomorrow. And it's a 12-week program, and I'm going to cover it at the end because a lot of you guys, are maybe beyond this, but it's for beginner triathletes, like people who've never done one before or people who've done a few and just want to get better, want to see that time improve. So I am starting a 12-week online training program. It starts tomorrow. It's going to kick butt. It's going to be so much better than what I did last year. And last year's program was pretty good too. Anyway, so, all right, what to wear. The other thing about what to wear is the wetsuit. The forever question, do you wear a wetsuit? You guys, I have some, I don't know, pretty straight rule. I don't know, I have some rules on wetsuits. If it's legal, wear it. I saw a post today, and I you guys, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I saw a post today where somebody was all proud of him or herself because they did their triathlon in 54-degree water with no wetsuit. What? You can count me out of that one. You might be a badass, but yeah, no. 54, I'm wearing a wetsuit. And if they let me wear gloves and booties and the neoprene, all of it, I would wear all of it for 54 degrees. That is freezing. But here's the thing with wetsuits, guys. They have to be comfortable. Okay, you have to be comfortable and not feel constricted, and you can't have like shoulder problems or issues in the wetsuit, so you need to practice them before. But it gives you an advantage. I mean, even as one of the stronger swimmers in the field, you're going to give me an advantage in the swim. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it every time. I don't have, okay, my first triathlon was in a it was called a shorty, but it had no sleeves and it had short, it didn't have full legs. It cut off at like mid-thigh. I'd never buy that wetsuit. No. They're going to give you an advantage. Wetsuit is an advantage, you guys. They're going to give it to you. Take every advantage you could get. Full arms, full sleeves, every time. I don't even have a second wetsuit. That's what I use. Now, the only time I would tell you to get a wetsuit with no sleeves maybe is if you do have shoulder problems, constrictions, issues, whatever. Like, yeah, some people maybe don't feel so good, but every little bit helps. And if they're going to give that advantage to your competitors, you should take it. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Robert. Right, Lisa? Oh, my God. She was it was a she. She was all proud of herself for yeah, I could swim it with no wetsuit in 54. Yeah? I mean, kudos to you, girl, because I can't. I won't. I mean, I did that. I did it once. I'll never do it again. But, like, why? It's a race. Like, take the advantage. It's like saying you could have this $5,000 really lightweight carbon road bike, or I could give you this 30-pound hybrid bike. Which one do you want? What, you want to be the badass and take the hybrid bike? No, take the fast stuff, man. Go for it. Go for it. Hey, Dawn. Helps you be more buoyant. Absolutely. Absolutely for the wetsuit. I mean, I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan. Although I will tell you, if it is not wetsuit legal, I like that better because then nobody has any advantage. It's just you in the water. But anyway, that's what to wear. Before I go on, last week's winner. And I think she won before, Nora McAndrew. You win the goggles from last week's video. Or no, this is this week's giveaway. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. But she wins. She wins something. All right. Water conditions. And maybe the wetsuit kind of ties in with number 2 is water conditions. And here's a couple things, you guys. When you're swimming in a pool, you're guaranteed a certain range of temperature for the most part, unless, you know, like the boiler breaks and it drops down like 20 degrees. But you're guaranteed a certain amount of temperature. The thing with open water swimming is you never know. And you can get a ballpark. And even if, like, okay, like, for example, the Chicago Triathlon has been known to flip temperature completely overnight. So be like 74 on a Saturday, and then the Sunday of the race be like 65. So you want to keep an eye on that and pack for everything. Pack that you need everything just in case. But you want to kind of just keep an eye on it and be prepared for it. Now, again, I can't remember what the wetsuit legal rules are anymore. I thought it was up to 78 degrees and still qualify for age group awards. But if you, especially if you're not a confident swimmer, and if you don't have any aspirations, or you're nowhere near going to place top 3 in your age group, take the wetsuit, do it, because it's still, you still have the swimming, you still have the bike and the run after that. So just, take the advantage, take the help when you can. I mean, you'll get there. Hey, John. You don't want to wear a wetsuit for Esprit de Ski? Morgan, I don't know, man. That race is coming up, and it has not been warm, so we'll see what that temperature is like. And it could go either way at this point, because the one thing about Esprit de Ski is that water, I mean, it's, man-made quarry, right? But for the most part, it's small. So if we have, like, just even a few more warmer days, 85s, 90s, before, I think it's June 11th is the date of that race, it could warm up. So you got it. You never know. You never know. Hey, Janine, it's boring. I don't think you were on here last week, girl. I had this done for you, but it's just kind of conservative pink this week. If you are allowed to wear a wetsuit, wear it. Yes, Jen. You and I think the same way on that one. Last year, Iron Girl was too hot for wetsuit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think the only time I've ever gotten too hot wearing something, it wasn't the wetsuit. And I've worn a wetsuit in up to 74 or 5 degrees, I think. But I wore one of them neoprene caps, so it's wetsuit material, but it's on your hat and on your head. And it was 68 degrees, and it was Ironman, Arizona, and it was 2007. Oh my God, my head got so hot. I had swum 2.4 miles, and all I wanted to do was rip that thing off. And I don't know what it would have been better, being too cold or being too hot. I really don't know. But what I say, it was 68. No, it wasn't 68 degrees. 62. I don't remember. All I'm saying is, you guys practice. Just get to know what you need and what temperatures. Esprit de Ski is weird, and here's the thing with Esprit de Ski. That swim is never fast. I mean, at least for me personally, it's never fast unless you're going in the elite wave and you're number one because of the deep, shallow, deep, shallow, deep, shallow. People are walking all over in the shallow. And it's just a cluster. So don't gauge that on anything. That was a great race. It's well run, at least it has been in the past. But don't gauge that swim time on what you can actually do. You didn't wear it and you were still too hot. Really, Lilia? You go, girl. You had your best swim time at Esprit de Ski last year with a wetsuit. Okay, difference of 6 minutes. But here's the thing. If you're going to wear the wetsuit, and this goes into transitions, so like kind of off this topic a little bit. If you're going to wear the wetsuit, you guys, and that's cool, I'm all for it, thumbs up, you better be fast at taking it off. So you know what? You better practice it. I don't care if it takes you 45 minutes to put that stupid thing on. If it takes you 5 minutes to get it off and you only saved I guess if you saved 6 minutes, it takes you 5 minutes to get off, you still win. But especially in your shorter races, like your 400, like those really, really short sprint swims, like the 400s of, I don't know, I think it's TriShark 600. Who's 400? Warsaw? There's another, like Batavia. You guys, if it takes you more time to take off that wetsuit than it saves you without the wetsuit, do the math. Don't wear it. So you better practice taking that thing off. Guess you wear a wetsuit. Yeah, Tina, for sure. For sure. Well, not for sure. Come to the open water swim clinic, test it out. We'll see. We'll see how you do. Sister Lakes last year, the water was 82. 82? Well, 82, Lisa, you're not going to wear a wetsuit because you're in contention for podium. Easy to rip off. Excellent. As long, took it forever. Yeah, Lillian, that might be why your transition time was what it was. Something to practice. Awesome. Water conditions. Okay, let's just move on. Water conditions. So you got to think about temperature, but not only temperature, you guys, you have to think about the waves, and I would also think about the sun. Okay, so there's 3 things when I think about water conditions, and I mean, I guess if you're doing ocean swims, maybe there's even a little bit more stuff, but like temperature, waves, sun. Those are things that you want to consider when you're doing an open water swim. And I'll tell you, so the biggest mistake I made in an open water swim was actually my best Ironman ever. Well, not ever, second best. But it was Louisville, and I misjudged the water and the water conditions, not temperature-wise, guys. It was warm, but I misjudged the current. I mean, it was a Ohio River. I misjudged the current, and I think that's how my time that should have been an hour was a 1:09 because I didn't realize where the current was going. I got caught up in it, and I had to fight extra hard. So again, for most of us, that's not going to be an issue, right? Oh, except for Morgan and Jackie. Well, think about that. So you got to think about the waves, right? Because they're going to push you. They're going to push you, right? So you have to think about the direction. You have to make sure that you're comfortable with sighting. And then you do have to think about the sun, and that is where something like mirrored goggles come in. And I think I talked about this last week, where I don't swim with mirrored goggles in the pool. Some people do, and they're fine with it. But like to me, that makes it just so dark, and I like bright. But if I'm swimming directly into the sun, and I'll tell you, there are a couple races that I know some of you guys do. Muncie half Ironman, that last leg, if it's sunny out, you're swimming directly into it. You can't, okay, they have that big, well, they used to, that big, like, that air thing that does this. You know what I'm talking about. I couldn't see it. You're swimming. Someone said to me last week, when you're on the beach and you're looking at what you need to look at for the race, that's one thing. But then when you're in the water, it doesn't look the same. And who was telling me? I can't remember who it was, but he was like, the buoys were so small, MJ, I couldn't even see them. Exactly. And oh, Scott, I don't think he's on here tonight, but he was telling me, he's like, yeah, he goes, I end up swimming way, he's like, all of a sudden the kayaker's like yelling at me, hey, you got to go over there. Because what he thought he should be swimming to and what he thought looked like buoys really didn't in the water. So you guys, it's different. And so if you have an opportunity to get into the water and do a little bit of sighting, preferably the day before, or if it's a bigger race like half Ironman or half Ironman, like 2 days before, get in and do that sighting. Like, okay, for steelhead, they used to do like it was a one way. Now it's a triangle. But go out there and act like you're swimming in, and know where that swim in is going to be, so that you can do your sighting. And a lot of times, you guys, we don't go in. So we think we know what we're looking at. And then when we do, like, I don't know, your WTC events are pretty good with big old buoys. But when you're talking about smaller, local grassroots races, which I totally love, by the way, they have a lot smaller buoys. They don't have the biggest budget. So if you're trying to look at a buoy that's like the size of this guy, wait, because he's so funny. Wait, so if you're trying to look at a buoy the size of this guy, which looks really nice and kind of big in my hands, you put that in open water, and there's a little bit of sun, there's a little bit of reflection on that water, you're not going to see it. And if there's a little bit of wave, or somebody's head's in your way, and if the guy's wearing a yellow cap, right? Now you think that guy swimming is now the buoy. So you just got to be aware of those kinds of things. You know what? Is polarized the same effect as mirrored? A little bit, Tina, a little bit. I'm not kind of well versed in that. I'm not a big fan of mirrored. That's just my personal preference, because I like to see. I don't like it very dark. What do these say? Polarized, mirror. I don't know. These are just mirrored. I don't know. Polarized, I think, just helps like block some of that sun some more. I'll look into that, though. That's a really good question. We were blind last weekend. Exactly. The other race that does that, you guys, is Pleasant Prairie Olympic. There's a section in there, the back section. So you go out, you turn, and then you come back. That turn, that middle leg, right into the sun. Right into the sun. So it's good to be able to like breathe to both sides, so you can kind of look and make sure that you're not swimming like way off. But don't ever trust what everybody else is doing. Don't trust it because you see, oh, this guy's going this way, he must be doing it right. Don't trust that. Trust nobody. Trust the buoys. Right, the sun, yeah. I'm just saying that and that's what's really cool about mirrored glasses. So, all right. Positioning yourself. This one's huge, you guys. Particularly, well, not as much for, I want to say regular triathlons, like sprints and Olympics, but and even half Ironmans, but more so for Ironmans. This is a bigger thing. You've got to position yourself with swimmers of equal ability to you. And this is hugely important. Now, for you guys doing sprints and Olympics, it's still important, but not as important. And let me tell you why. Not because those races are any less important than Ironman and half Ironman, but here's why. Ironman is a mass start for the most part. Like if you're doing a time trial start, like say Louisville, Jackie, Morgan, it's not important. I mean, it's cool, but who cares? You're not going to get swum over, or for the most part you won't. But when you have 2,000, 3,000 people starting at one time, you better start in the right spot. If you're doing sprint and Olympic, you need to make sure you surround yourself with people of your like ability, because whether you think, okay, because people think this, well, I don't want to get caught up by all those slower swimmers, so I'm going to go in front. Well, you know what? The faster swimmers, if you line up too fast, they're going to swim over you, and that's almost worse. It's almost worse to get swum over than it is to swim over somebody else. Does that make sense? So I'm not shy. When I go into a race, not so much the smaller stuff. I just put myself where I think I need to be. But I remember, and I'll never forget this, you guys, because this is one of the funniest stories ever. So I go to Lake Placid, and swimming's my thing, right? So I go to the front. I'm in the front line, and I'm next to a guy, and I like to ask, especially because I'm usually around guys, and I don't want to get kicked by a guy in the water because their feet are big and they will hurt me, and I don't want to be hurt, especially with my goggles. So I'm like, hey, what are you going to swim this in? Hey, what are you going to swim this in? I had this guy, and it was his first Ironman, he told me, and he expected to swim at about a 140 or 145. And I looked at him, I go, dude, you better move back. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, everybody up here is going to go under an hour. You're going to get killed. You better move. He's like, you think so? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And he moved. And I again, I'm not dissing anybody. You know, what you can swim in is what you can swim in, but You take a 140 swimmer and you put him at the front line where all those hours, hour and 5, hour 10, so all those people are going to swim over him. It would have been an awful, awful swim for him. So anyway, you know, I like I said, I'm not afraid to ask. And even the last race I did, which was Muncie 2015, and I seated myself. Well, I was in a group of women because we age groups, right? And I just like, what are you going to do it in? What are you going to do it in? And if I thought I was faster than them, I kind of scooted up a little bit. And if I thought I was slower than them, I scooted back a little bit. But the key is to kind of know, be accurate about what you can do. Don't fudge it. Don't guess. Time yourself. Learn what you can do. Hey, Wendy, I have something to share about positioning during my first Ironman race. Oh, Wendy, do share, please. Do share. Better to start at the back of the pack. Tina, maybe. I don't know what your swim ability is, girl, but if you're a decent swimmer or a good swimmer, do not start at the back. I remember my first triathlon, you guys, it was my first one. And I told all my friends, all my swimming friends, because that's how I got into triathlon. I said, I'm going to start in the back because I'm new. They're like, MJ, don't. You have to go to the front. I'm like, no, but I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm new. They're like, you're too good of a swimmer. Please don't start in the back. So I started in the front. Thank God I didn't start in the back because I did do very, very well compared to my age group in that swim. I mean, they crushed me on the bike in the run. But the fact of the matter is, if I had started back at the end, I would have just been swimming over people. And people, okay, as much as I talk about swimming over and being swum over, nobody really wants to do that, guys. And if we all just lined up appropriately, there would be a lot less of that. So stop. Get out with your ego. You just line up what you can do. You like the back of the less anxiety. Yeah, Nora, I mean, if that works for you, that's cool. But, you know, but if you're a faster swimmer, that might be frustrating. Hey, Candace, welcome. Hey, Susan, what if you're going to a relay swim? Are those all really good swimmers? Susan, absolutely not. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you're gonna have some ringers for sure. The only 2 relays I've ever participated in triathlon, I put the dream team together. I took the fastest swimmer I knew, the fastest biker, and the fastest runner, and we made a team. So, but that's a minority. I think a lot of people just want to do it, and so you don't think that everybody in a relay is like super, super fast. Experience tells me otherwise. You first time you got here, albeit late. Well, you know what? At least today it's not buffering or stalling or whatever it is on you people. So thank you guys so much. Hey, if you want tonight's bonus, which is these tips and way, way more, guys, way more, you go to TriRightCoaching.com/bonus and you're going to get this checklist. You don't have to write any of this out. It's all actually right here, which I know is backwards, but this is actually my cheat sheet and something that I use and I go off of when I do my open water swim clinics. And I can provide so many more details on all of this stuff. But we're limited tonight. I'm not going to talk all night. Drafting. Ooh, Vil, for sure. Drafting is awesome. It's on here. It's actually the last bullet point on here. Drafting is cool. I'll talk about it in a second. But yeah. Hey, Eric. Okay. You guys, for the newer triathletes, new or you've done a few, but you really, really, really want to get better and you need a little bit of guidance, but you can't necessarily fork over enough money for the one-on-one personal coaching. Triology 101 starts tomorrow. It's a 12-week training program, and it covers, hold on, guys. Dude, it's extensive. It covers, I'm going to tell you really, really quick, and then we'll get back to the top. Tomorrow's video is Intro to Triathlon. Then there's gear and equipment, periodization, goal setting, swim technique, bike basics, running tips, nutrition, open water swimming skills. We're going to go in way more detail. Stretching and injury prevention, transitions, and race day prep. So 12 weeks, you get one topic each week. Oh, it's going to be amazing. But Triology 101, you go to mjgasik.com. So, all right. Hey, Mendy. At briefing, they told us to start to the right at the back. That was my plan until checking out the course. Asked the lady her opinion. She told me not to start with all the newbies earn. Oh, girl, now I can't see the rest. Yay, Dawn, thank you. Oh, Triology 101. I'm super pumped about it. Okay. Positioning yourself, we talked about that. Know the course. Oh, know the course, you guys. And again, some of this stuff, like, Okay, do you ever, I don't know, I did running way before I got into major triathlons, but you know, I say like, never use something new on race day, and you're like, I'm going to use it anyway. Well, yeah, and I've done that and messed it up. Know the course. So I remember there was a triathlon. I did a half Ironman in Texas. And I don't know how it happened. I got into the elite wave, which was wave 1. And I wasn't trying to get in there. All I did was send the race director an email. It said, what does it take to get into the elite wave? Well, he didn't tell me. He just put me in it. Anyway, so I go into that wave. And I don't know what happened, guys. I was leading. I was the first swimmer, and I did not map out the course. I didn't know where I was going. So I got through, it was out and back. When I got back, I was like, what am I swimming for? Am I swimming for that or that or that? It was my own fault. Oh yeah. Granted, I got out of the water first, but I was passed 7 times in transition alone and then got on the bike and run. But the point is, I should have known. Okay, so when you make all those mistakes, that's what teaches you what not to do next time. So I didn't know where to get out of the water, and I spent a lot of time swimming with my head up, just looking around like, where's the ladder? Where do I get out? I don't even know. Make sure that you know the course. Make sure that you know how many buoys. Here's what I do now. So if it's, say, steelhead, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many big buoys. Count the big ones or count the little ones. Count them. Stand on that shore. Count them out. Okay, at the 3rd big orange buoy, I'm turning left. And then 2 more buoys down, I'm turning left again. And then I'm going to come back in. Or maybe it's Leon's, and Leon's is kind of cool. At least it used to be that they have smaller buoys, but all the buoys had numbers. So you knew how, here's number 3, 4, 5. So you could figure out what number you actually had to turn. You don't want to turn too early. So anyway, just make sure that you know the course and actually know what you're swimming to when you get out. Again, what looks easy to see from on shore or from flat water when nobody's swimming and it's nice and calm looks completely different when you're in race and there's all these people swimming and there's all these waves and all these caps and heads and the sun shining in your face. You're like, where's the exit now? Okay, so just practice. Make sure that you know. Own your inner badass and start in the middle. Sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. Yes, Wendy. And no, middle. Middle for you, probably, yeah, I would probably say even upper middle, but not I don't believe everybody should start in the middle. I won't start in the middle, okay? And there are some swimmers I coach that I wouldn't recommend you start in the middle. But, yes, be confident and know that you can do it. I think middle it's a relative term. It depends on how good you are or how good you are not. And not putting anybody down, embrace your weakness, right? Just do it. Because the more you do it, you're going to get better at it anyway. So, around the bike course was DQ. Not sure if it was... What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about a bike course, Morgan. Yeah, well, no. I mean, sometimes... I accidentally cut the bike course, but I did turn around and go back because I was like, wait a minute, I know I'm not here. Because then I would have set a record time for an Olympic triathlon because I was on mile 3 and it said 24. That was in a previous video. Yeah, I knew I wasn't at that point in the race. So make sure you know your course. Make your space. Ooh, guys, this is one of my favorite things to teach, and I will be teaching it on May 31st. Oh, I'm going to do 2 clinics I didn't mention. May 31st and June 6th. So it's a Wednesday night and then a Tuesday night, both at 6 p.m. at Centennial Beach. So if you are local to the Chicago area, come on out, see me. There's no charge for these clinics. You do have to pay $3 to get into Centennial Beach. That's the Park District charge. It's not my charge. But I'm going to teach you, make your space. And this is not, I remember I coached one guy and then later he was telling me, yeah, MJ told me how to beat up all the swimmers to get your space. I'm like, whoa. Maybe that's how it came across. I am not about to try to beat up swimmers. Just get out of my way. Yeah, okay. But I'm not about to beat you up. But when you swim in a pool, it's different than swimming in open water. And what you want to do is, like I said, create your space. Because here's what I'm about, you guys. Protecting the head and the chest area. I don't want to get hit in the head. I don't want to get hit in the face. I don't want to get hit in the chest That's where I breathe. So instead of swimming maybe, 11 and 1 where you swim in a pool, I might branch out a little bit. And if you're swimming right here next to me, I might take a wide swing. And just to get you over there a little bit more, just go away, right? So create your space, protect yourself, all right? So you swim just a little bit wider. The other thing is that swimming wider helps you also to kind of get up and sight, and you don't need to do that in a pool. So you swim just a little bit differently. And I remember one of my first or second years of triathlon, I started doing some open water stuff, and then I came back to the pool, and my coach goes, "Why are you swimming with your arms so wide?" Because I was used to swimming open water and just widening up a little bit and just like making my area, making my space, don't get in my way. That's all. I have to have patience while swimming. That was my mantra. Yeah, Wendy, you are dead on right, man. Don't panic in the swim. Don't elevate your heart level. Your heart rate you never want to get up there. What do you wear to the clinic? Oh, Susie, girl, what to wear? Maybe Susie jumped on a little. I'm just kidding. Wear a tri-kit. If you don't have a tri-kit, Susie, you can wear a swimsuit. I'm guessing you don't have a wetsuit, but that would be recommended. Depends on what the water temperature is going to be. I don't really know. And it's Chicago, so nobody really knows. It might change before then. You could just wear your swimsuit. Bring your cap, goggles, swimsuit. You're good. Susie, I'd wear your tri-kit and a wetsuit. Again, Lisa, I don't know that Susie has either one of those yet. What time is the swim on May 31st? 6 p.m., Brittany. 6 p.m. Hope you can make it. All right. Oh, make your space. Make your space. All right, TriRight coaching. That's it. Next week, guys, I'm going to talk more about this online training program. So I did it last year. This year, it's Triology 101, okay? It's 12 weeks. It's to help you get through your first sprint or even a faster sprint than you've done before, but I'm super proud of this program. You can do it from anywhere. You don't have to live here in Chicago because we don't do all the training together. And I'm going to do a ton of live videos just like this, but it's only going to be into a private Facebook group for those of you in the program only. And I'm going to answer every single question that you all have. So it's not exactly like 101 coaching, but it's going to be a great program, like I said. You have a tri-kit? No wetsuit. Okay, Susie, wear your tri-kit. Cool, Brittany, awesome. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for watching. To get this week's bonus, TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. You're going to get this list. Wait. But more. Oh, Vil, drafting. My bad. Let me talk about this just because Vil brought it up. I'm a master drafter. In the pool and in open water. I'm so good at it. Because a good drafter, you guys, you'll never know that person's behind you. A crappy drafter is going to keep hitting your feet all day long, and that just ticks you off. It ticks me off. I just kick really hard. So don't. I have some rules about the pool about that, but I'm not even going to talk about that today. But they're funny. There's a couple ways to draft. You can draft. My preferred way of drafting is right on somebody's feet. So if their feet are here, these are the feet, right? I want to be right there. I'm right there. I mean, I'm within 3 inches of those feet, and then I swim wide, because if the feet are here, right? Okay, let's do this. If the feet are here, my hands are going to be right here and here, right outside the feet, right outside the feet. I don't want to touch that person. Number one, because it's irritating. Number two, I don't want them to know I'm there. And it's not cheating, you guys. It's totally legal. Okay, so get on the feet. You can practice this totally in the pool. But the other way, and what the pros mostly do, is you draft off someone's hip. Okay, if I draft off someone off their feet, I'm not slowing them down at all. But I am decreasing my effort by 20 to 25%. Ooh, see that? So I can just coast back behind somebody. And that, the fastest Ironman swim I ever did, I drafted, it was Lake Placid. It was a 59 minutes. And it was the first loop I drafted the entire loop. Oh my God, that guy was wonderful. But we got out, we got back in. I lost that guy and I couldn't draft the second loop. It would have been faster because I was like, he was my perfect speed. You don't want to draft off someone who's too slow for you. You keep running into him. You keep having to stutter your stroke. You're better off just getting around him. But the pros will draft off someone's hip. Now, when you draft off someone's hip, so if they're here, right, this is the hip. Let's just say this is the hip. You want to draft right here. Okay, and here's why I don't like that. Because then my arm gets in the way, and sometimes they hit me in the face because their arm's coming out, like where they're finishing their stroke is where your head is going to be. And you got to get super close on that one. I don't know. And if they turn, they're going to turn right into me. I've tried it. I haven't had a good experience with it. But the reason why they do it is when you draft on someone's hip, it slows them down. You get to get the advantage, but it slows this guy down. So if you are trying to draft off someone who's just a little bit too fast for you to draft off of back here, if you draft here, you're going to slow them down and increase your pace, right? So you can do it both ways, but I would recommend, I don't know, like I said, my personal experience, I don't like the drafting off the hip. I just, too many times I've got hit in the face because the hand's coming out right where my face is. But if I'm by the feet, I can predict it. And, the thing with drafting off the feet though, Bill, make sure that guy or girl knows where they're going. I have drafted someone off someone's feet and then be like, where the heck did this guy take me? Like, I'm not drafting off you anymore. We just totally went off course. So make sure that the person that you're drafting off of is going on the course that you would go on. You didn't know the program is online? It is, Tina. You can totally join in. Oh my God, we would love to have you. We're starting tomorrow. And it's going to be kick butt. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please share this video. If you share the video, you can win the goggles. Okay? Share the video. And next week, Triology 101. I'm not sure what I'm going to give away next week because I keep doing the giveaways too early and I'm getting all confused. So I'm not even going to announce it until next week. But I'm giving away those goggles. Vanquishers. These are like $25 goggles, guys. And nothing. You get them for nothing. I will mail them to you for free. All you have to do is share this video because my goal is to help you guys be better at triathlon and answer all your questions. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you back here again next week, 7 p.m. And, oh, wait! Transition Clinic is tomorrow night, guys. 6 p.m. at Tampere Greenway, which is in Homer Glen, 135th and Wolf Road, I think it is. If you want to come out, you get to, I'm going to talk about it. We're going to demonstrate it. We're going to give you an opportunity to practice your transitions. So if you are not sure how to do it, or you have questions, or you just want some practice time and have somebody help you through how to give the best transition that you can do, please come. Again, no charge. So thank you guys so much. I hope to see you next week here, 7 p.m. Sunday night. Share the video. Be entered in the raffle for the free pair of goggles. And I hope you guys have a great night. See you next week.